how? Oh. See, I like this.
What is? I told you I was gonna be a pro wrestler before we got on. What is shaking, everybody? It is episode 101, Golden Mike Live, the first episode of 2019. 101 episodes, Jose Lopez. Do you know why?
That's awesome.
I had 101 episodes.
Tell me, man. What's up?
Because you can't cancel me, son. You can't cancel me, Jose Lopez.
See, that is the energy that I want to have, man.
This is the thing, y'all. It's been a wonderful year for the Golden Mike. I hope it's going to be a wonderful year for y'all. We're bringing in the best guests that we possibly can, and I can't wait to kick off the next 100 episodes live from LA, number one, and number two, with our boy, Jose Lopez. Get this, Jose Lopez, freaking social media prodigy over there in Puerto Rico, like gone viral multiple times over. Jose Lopez, freaking what are you, like, dangerous skateboarder? Are we gonna get to talk about your crazy skate?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah, man. Surfing, skateboarding, longboarding, anything that can kill me, that's what I like to do.
Fucking Danger Mouse here. And by the way, I didn't warn you that, Jose, this is not a PG show. So I hope you're over 18.
Cool, man.
And Jose Lopez, I've gotten to know you over the past couple weeks and months. You are becoming one of my favorite people. You are just so much fun to be around.
How come though?
Well, because number one is, like, we're always in these masterminds, right? And like, you're telling it like it is to, like, people who are like 3 times your age, and we're completely captivated by you.
She's like 5 times my age. Like 50s and 60s, and I'm over here like, God, I look like a fetus around you guys.
Hey man, you're gonna love that when you're my age, dude. Like, you're gonna love that. But look at this, dude. We already have like a bunch of people tuning in to say hi to you. We got Fiona McNair. Fiona McNair, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Corey Corrigan, the CC, Happy New Year to you too. Oh, look at that. Saying hi to both of us. Corey Corrigan. Corey, I hope you've got some questions today about your social media presence, because no one wants to see your dick pics that you keep putting out there, Corey.
Yes.
What's your take on dick pics? Are they still in?
No, man.
They don't work.
No, they're not working. Stop doing that, Corey. It's not going to work.
Fiona, yes, lots of swearies. Fiona, stick with us. Ask us some questions. Here's the bad intro that I wanted Jose to pick apart before we start.
Let's go, man.
For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Mark Cordone. I'm the founder of the Joy Revolution, as well as Make Money Coaching. More importantly, I'm a positive psychologist. So if you're tuning in to say hi to Jose, tune in. But first, you got to hear who I am first, right? More important than all that kind of stuff, I'm a positive psychologist, which is simply this. On a daily basis, when I'm working with people, can I get you to be a little bit more happy, number one? And number two, can I get you to live with more meaning and purpose? Now, dude, when I was 18 years old, Jose, I wasn't happy at all. Like, I had this long hair. I was like emo, right? Like, I was like, man, all the white people I hate. You know,
dude, I want to see a picture of that.
Okay,
with the long hair, I want a picture, man.
I'll throw it up, man. I'll throw it up. I wore only like flannel and stuff. And I didn't know what I was going to do, right? I didn't know what I was going to do. My parents came from the Philippines. They wanted me to be a doctor. But like for myself, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I was going to do something big. I didn't know what it was, though. So for you, man, you're 18 years old. I asked this to all my guests. Are you feeling at maximum happiness and maximum meaning and purpose today?
If I said yes, I would be lying. So I'm being super honest, because I would be lying, because we have like, at least me, my biggest theme in terms like for myself is be real with yourself. So if you're not feeling happy, don't say that you're happy. If you're feeling that you absolutely suck today, express that you absolutely suck today. So I would honestly tell you that no, but with interactions like this, man, with you, that I see that you're super positive. I see that we have a good type of relationship. Dude, this is what actually pumps me up and gets me to that happiness state. So I'm all for it.
Right on. I love it. Here's the interaction that Jose hates. Now, for those of you who are feeling happy, and for those of you who are like, this is going to be my 2019, I've seen you posting it on social media. It doesn't matter whether you're watching live or in the replay. Jose, make a heart with me. Make a heart. You told your client not to do it, but hit heart buttons, guys. Let me know that you're committed to living in full purpose and full happiness in 2019. They're hitting it. What do you do now?
Awesome.
Now, here's the other thing, y'all. Here's the other thing about positive psychology. A lot of people think that positive psychology is shits and giggles 24/7, Taco Tuesday every single day. We're always happy. We're never sad. We never are getting into fights with people. That's bull crap.
Amen.
Psychology and happiness, being able to be truly happy in 2019 is about being able to experience the ups and downs and all arounds of life. Now, I know that you're in a committed, loving relationship. The Puerto Rican Playboy is off the market, people. Everyone was waiting for you to turn 18, but you're off the market. But I'm sure that in that amazing relationship, that you guys probably have ups and downs and all around yourself, right?
Absolutely. And every single time, every single day, we have ups and downs. Doesn't stop.
Yes, that's the spice of life, baby. That's the spice of life. Right, Bruno? Why did you send me a black heart and explosion? I don't know how to read it. Emojis. What does that mean, Jose? Black heart
I have
explosion?
no idea.
Bruno, what does that mean? So, like, here's the thing. If you're waking up, maybe you partied a little bit too hard for 2018, right? Maybe you're like, you know what? Like, I know 2018 wasn't my best year. I'm not sure where I want to go. Dude, that's a part of your happiness. Your heart beats just like Jose and mine. That's a part of the story you're going to tell. That's a part of making yourself go viral, is knowing about your ups and your downs, right, Jose?
Hell yeah. 100%.
If you're not feeling it right now, if you're like, God, shut the fuck up today, guys. Like, you guys are too loud right now. That's cool. We're with you. We're here to entertain. We're here to have fun. Just give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you're living your life. This is part of your journey, people. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you're there. Is this working, Jose? Or are you like, don't do this ever again, Cordone?
No, it's working. It's working because we have people that are engaging. And, like I said in the last time, if you were like that one person that I had that didn't have anyone in her live, then yeah, don't do this. Yeah. But we are working, and I love to see interaction. I love to see everybody reacting. I love to see the comments, the viewers. It is working, Mark. So let's get to it, man. I love it.
I love it too. Fiona McManair's writing in, I'm working on creating posts that engage people and move people towards conversations. That's what Jose's here for. Stick around for that. I love this. Bruno says, we're brothers. I think we are brothers. Puerto Rican and the Filipino. I hope that's not a racist thing, Bruno. But we similar. Corey does want to talk about her book on Instagram, please, and thanks. So she's done. She's done with the dick pics. Now she's moved on to wanting to talk about a book.
Good strategy, Corey.
So Jose, can you talk about that today? Are those things that we can talk about?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Okay, so here's the final thing, y'all. I don't want to end on a down note where you're like, oh, I've only got a thumbs up, blah, 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 blah. Here's the number one thing that I study or that I found out in positive psychology. If you are optimistic, no matter whether you're having a shitty day or an amazing, meaningful year, if you're optimistic that no matter what's happening to you today, tomorrow is going to be an even better day. That's a part of optimism towards life that leads to success, better outcomes, more satisfaction in life. If you're feeling that, I know you guys are watching. Picks are for Fridays. There's another button down there, guys. There's another button down there for feeling optimistic. And Jose, if you're feeling optimistic with me, I want you to do this. I don't want you to hit the button. I want you to do the impression. It's called the wow face. If you're feeling optimistic about the future, I want you to make the wow face. Jose, you're 18 years old. You do what your big brother says. Wow face.
Fine, man.
Now. Let me see your wow. Oh, God, it's beautiful. We just got Jose Lopez to do the wow face. Jose, with all of that said, thank you for being a good sport. We've got some really cool
pleasure, my man.
Waiting for your expertise in here. Corey, Nikki, Fiona, Happy New Year to all of y'all. We got a wow face from Fiona. It's good to see that. I just want to start out with this, dude, before we even go into the viral stuff. What's your story, man?
Oh, God. So that depends on how far you want to go back. Do we want to go back since my parents, or do we want to go on my journey as an entrepreneur?
Dude, we can go into lineage. We can.
I know, man.
The formation.
That's why.
To the formation of Puerto Rico. Like,
for real, because I had like my great grandparents, they were from Spain, right? So then I really like to go back whenever this is me, like in ancestry.com, and I'm looking at my DNA tree, and I'm like, oh God, look at this dude over here. So whenever I get asked this, I'm like, okay, so do you want to go like my Spanish heritage and then like up to now, or do you just want to go with the entrepreneur? But honestly, Mark, like my story is that I started since I was like 13, 14. My parents came out of Puerto Rico, like poverty over here, so they were able to get me into middle class family. My brother and I just hustled our asses off, man. Like we worked every single day on projects. We were entrepreneurs at everything. We would create businesses. We would try everything that would work. At least for us, it wasn't lemonade stands. That's kind of like an American thing. For us, we were going out and we were selling, we would grow agriculture like over here. We would have a little tiny farm at the back of our houses, and we would just sell products, whether that be tomatoes, whether that be corn, whether that be like anything, man. And we would go house to house, like knocking on doors. Now, I'll be super honest with you.
Now, hold on. I'm in California. So when you say we have agricultural products and we sell those out, that means something else over here in California. So when you say tomato, I believe you, bro.
What does it mean in California? What's up, man?
Oh yeah. We got.
No.
Agricultural products over here.
No. That's the agriculture nowadays. Okay, so now we like we were walking by, a close neighborhood over here, and we were like, is that a CBD farm? Like, is that marijuana growing over there? And we were like, oh, that's cool. But no, man, like we mean tomatoes, we mean like cilantro, we mean anything that is like spices and herbs. So here was this little kid, right, knocking door to door. I hated it, man. Like, I'm being super honest. Like, I absolutely hated knocking door to doors. And it was super weird because I was like, okay, so I see, Mark Cuban, he was a super big inspiration to me. And I was like, Mark Cuban, his story was like, oh, I was knocking on doors selling pencils. I was hustling my ass off. I was selling anything that I could. And here I was thinking, God, if I don't like being a hustler knocking on doors, does that mean I won't get anywhere? So that was like my thought going into the entrepreneurial world. I was like, God, I'm not going to get anywhere because I have that like ego that I don't like to be knocking on doors. I kind of like to be a little bit more reserved, like an introvert. So that was the feeling going into it. But then, in 2015, I set out to publish a book on Amazon, and I started doing strategies that didn't involve any door-to-door knocking because it was all digital. And that's where I found my love. That's where I found my passion on doing things and strategizing in the digital world so that you could sell books. Like I said, I published that in 2015. In less than a month, I was hitting literally thousands of dollars on the 10 books that I had out. I was doing organic SEO. I was doing strategies that didn't involve any type of investment. So that's my history. I got into the entrepreneurial world because I didn't like knocking on doors, but I decided that, you know what, I'm going to knock on doors in the digital world and make sure that I make an impact through there. So that's how I got into all this.
Well, what's really funny is like most people start out as an entrepreneur, like doing things they don't want to do, right? It's like,
good point.
I don't want to sell tomatoes door to door, but I know I can take the skill set and move it to something else, right?
100%.
Now, like when you moved over to the digital space, was that something that was easy for you, or was that something that was just like holy crap, this is like a whole new world. You know, like I don't know what I'm gonna do about writing this book. Like, because like right now we got a couple people who are writing their own books right now, and for all of us, it's a scary place to be because especially nowadays, a lot of people are writing books, and we're going up with like we're going toe to toe with like the Vaynerchuks right now.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So whenever I got into that space, one of the things that really benefited me was the fact that I was kind of naive. I was what 14, 15 at the time. But whenever I think about it, and even the Bible talks about it, that you have to be like a child in order to be successful. Like you have to be like a child in order to reach certain places. So whenever you think of doing things that you maybe weren't comfortable doing, God, it's better to be like a child and be naive and just throw yourself out there and start doing it. Because if you are like a child and you don't really care what people are going to say or how people are going to think of you, then dude, that is how you're going to be successful. So just think like a child. I was super, super fortunate to start while I was super young.
Yeah.
And with that, that's why I think it really wasn't any type of issue. I just got out there and I started writing, I started publishing, I started learning, I started researching, I saw videos, I would take in any type of article that I could. I would do anything in order to get me from, A to B, and whatever it took, I would do it.
That's you know what, I think that's freaking awesome. And in the day and age where people are tuning in, and I'm seeing you guys tuning in and out. So like if you're watching, if you're tuning in right now, we're with Jose Lopez, fucking social media like prodigy, but like talking about like just his strategy to life. Like you have to be a child in order to be successful. And I'm thinking about so many of my colleagues and even myself who I still think I need to go and take an additional class. I have to learn this. I have to do that. I have to ask 50,000 fucking mentors what they think before I do it. And like, here's a person who's just like,
Nah,
you know what? Let's just give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
a hundred percent.
And like, look at what's happened. Like, I know personally some of the outcomes that have happened, but talk to me about some of your outcomes that have happened
Yeah.
just from being a child. And I'm not saying being a child, but having the childlike wonderment of being
Yeah.
like, let's like go into this laboratory and try some things out.
No, 100%. So whenever I published the book back in 2015, I was able to produce thousands of dollars in a month, right? But then I went forward and I said, okay, I want to create a big launch. So that's whenever I set out to in 2017 launch a big book. And in that phase, I started doing marketing. So that's how I got into the marketing realm. Right now, I'm a social media marketer because I found my passion whenever I started doing little experiments like this crazy scientist. Imagine, Albert Einstein doing really crazy experiments with his hair up. That was me in a digital type of sphere because I was out there doing crazy crap. Like, I mean, crazy, crazy shit. I was experimenting with every single thing I could see or every single thing I could, learn about. And I would just experiment left and right until I was able to produce in 2017 more than 5 million people reached on social media organically. And this was all with a single client that I was working. Like a single client produced 5 million in reach just out of experimentation. So whenever we think about things, guys, this is just the beginning, because all you need is that little mentality, like we were talking about. Just start, get out there, start doing things, start experimenting. If you fail, Albert Einstein didn't care that he failed 10,000 times. He didn't give a crap because he failed, and then he was able to keep on going and say, okay, that didn't work. I'm going to do something else. So if you have that mentality, you're going to reach millions on social media. And if you don't fear failure, and if you are open to trying new things, you'll be able to experiment on your own on social media and absolutely dominate it. So that's how I was able to reach millions without spending a single dollar in ads.
Yeah, I was about to ask that about this sort of fear of failure. Like, here in the States, it's a predominant thing in Western culture that like
Yeah.
people just don't want to look bad, or that they
Oh, 100%.
now now for you, the person who didn't want, like, you were knocking on doors, sometimes getting rejected for your delicious tomatoes, laced with pot, like like
Oh man.
and then you move to this place where you're reaching 5 million people. Was there ever a fear for you? Like, was there a turning
Oh
point where
yeah.
you're like, fuck it, man, like I just can't be scared? Like, and what was that?
No, no. So here's the irony, right? I was born in Puerto Rico, but I went and grew up in the States. I grew up in Texas. So I was in yeah, man, like I was in a culture where it was like super conservative and kids were, they did it like, I had this friend, God, I met him like literally since the first year that I left Puerto Rico, and I was like 4. And he was like my friend since I was 4 until I was like 9 whenever I moved to Florida. I lived in Florida too. And the whole point is that the kid, I lost contact with him, right? But then years later, I went to high school in the same town that I grew up in. And it was my freshman year of high school, to be even more exact. And the kid was in that high school. And I was like, dude, did you ever move from that house that we like that neighborhood we used to live in? He was like, no, I didn't even move. Like, I've lived there and I still live there. And I'm like, so you've never been, out of your normal neighborhood. You've never been out of your atmosphere. And he was like, no, I've lived there my entire life. So I go into this culture, right? And what's funny is that I was born in Puerto Rico, went to Texas, I went back to Puerto Rico, and then I went back to Texas. So I kind of saw the difference between a culture that really wasn't scared of doing things. Puerto Rican culture, they don't give a crap if you fail, man. Like they will do anything, and they are hustlers. Like the entrepreneurs that we have over here will try everything in order to get their business to succeed. So I lived through being born over here. I grew up over there. I came back over here, and then I went back. And then whenever I went back to high school, freshman year, I had friends that at that time, that was 2015, I was publishing. And I had friends that were like, dude, why the hell are you writing in your lunch break? Like, we're over here having a conversation. So why the hell are you writing? And I'm like, because I'm an author and because that's my business. And they were like, dude, but why are you even spending time with that? Like, don't you think that you're too young to actually accomplish something yet? And I was like, oh, hell no, man. I was like, whenever they would come at me, I was like, oh, no, hell no. Because here's the funny part. I actually I had this kid. He was a friend of mine that same year. The kid was, so a little bit of a back history, right? The first couple of books that I wrote were game guides. And I mean like Clash of Clans. I mean like all these kids that were back in the days, like these were game guides. And this was all experimentation because I wanted to try nonfiction. So I actually wrote a couple of books. I had some ghostwriters write some books for me. And then I had this kid that knew this game called CSGO. And it was super huge. It was like a Call of Duty, but mobile version. It was like the Crave back in 2015. And then I was like, hey, dude, do you want to partner up with me? Like, do you want to go ahead and work together? Like, hey, I showed him my numbers. I was showing him how in the last 2 weeks, I was making $600 in just 2 weeks of publishing with like 5 books at the time. And I was like, dude, if you come on, we'll be able to, create a good partnership. You create some game guides on CSGO. It's super hot right now. So go ahead and let's create a partnership. The kid wrote like 10 pages. And I mean like 10 pages. And then he was like, nah, dude, I'm failing. Like I'm out. Like I'm 100% out. And I was like, why are you out? Like what's going on? And he was like, because I don't want to create something that I won't want to see in the future. And I was like, okay, like your point? And he was like, no. So listen, I really don't feel like going against the guys that are on YouTube, going against the guys that really know the game, that I'll reach something, that I'll like make an impact. So whenever I had that conversation with him, fun fact, I lost that book. Like I wasn't able to publish anything with CSGO because I spent like 6 months waiting for the kid to write the book. And then he like bailed on me. But the point that I learned is that you have a culture that is super, super scared of failure, like 100% scared of failure. And then I tried to, explain to him, hey man, you don't have to be an expert in order to help someone out. All you need to do is be one step ahead of someone and you can help someone out. That's it. If you're one step ahead from someone, you have the, enough knowledge to help them. Because if you are one step ahead, you'll be able to help them get to that step. So that's a culture that doesn't.
They want to
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is such a huge thing. Now, I want to go into the social media piece in a second because there's some people who drop bombs, and we're gonna get to questions, y'all. But I do want to go back to this. Like, I like, dude, I'm in my fucking 40s, man. And I'm talking to someone who is still in high school. Like, what is that like to be an entrepreneur and sitting in high school and like is everybody an entrepreneur now these days? Like in high school, or are you like the cool fucking kid, or are you just like the quiet kid?
Oh man.
Gamers? Like
here's the funny part, right? At least I thought, how do I say this? Because I have my neighbor, right? And he actually went to high school with me. Like we've been going to the same school since I've been over here in Puerto Rico. He lives near me and we go to a private school over here. And the whole point is that a couple of days ago, he was telling me, "Hey man, I want to start making money." And I was like, "No problem, I can help you start making money. That's what I do for clients. I get them making a little bit of strategies. I know a couple of things we can do to start, making you money." And he was like, "Dude, like seriously, I want to start making money. I'm 18 already." He's the same age as me. And he was like, "I can't find a job over here because jobs are for us teenagers are super crappy over here, where they only pay us like what $4 an hour, or less." And he was like, "Oh, and there's no jobs because there's too many people." So he was like, "Hey, I want you to set something up for me." And I was like, "No problem." And then I started talking to him back and forth, and he was like, "What could I do?" And I was like, "Okay, you are a lover of shoes. Like he loves Nike, he loves Adidas, he loves all of those high end, $150 shoes that you could buy. He likes that atmosphere." So I was like, "No problem. Do this. Next time you go to Foot Locker, next time you go to, I don't know, Vans or some other store that is selling shoes, go to the shop, go to the part where it's a limited edition. Get that shoe, buy that shoe, wait 6 months, and then resell that shoe. That's all you got to do. If you wait 6 months for a limited edition shoe, it's going to be sold out in less than 2 months. If you wait, 4 months after it was already sold out, people are going to be looking for it. And if you do that, you're going to be able to sell your shoe at a 50% markup or even 100% markup. So twice the amount that you bought it for. You have 100% profit." And after I explained all of that to him, the kid was like, "Oh, I don't have money." And I was like, "Nigga, you have a girlfriend and you just spent like $100 on her. What do you mean you don't have money?" And he was like, "Yeah, man, I don't got any money." And I was like, "Dude, I saw you spent like $100 on a shoe for her. Like, well, what do you mean you don't have money?" And he was like, "Yeah, no, dude, like I'm super tense." And I was like, okay, fine. You don't got for the $150 shoe, right? Let's go for the $6 shirt. Go to, I don't know, go to American Eagle, go to Abercrombie, go to any type of store that has a good quality product, like just a shirt, and buy a damn shirt, and then wait 6 months and try to sell that shirt. If you sell it at a 50%, 100% markup." And he was like, "Oh, I don't have $6." And I was like, "God." Like whenever he said that, I just like shut up, and I was like, "Dude, just okay." Okay.
There is a certain mentality to entrepreneurship, right? And like it's funny because some people, I do think that it can be. I think it can be grown, but like it's that fear that you're talking about again. It's not that he doesn't have the money; it's that he's scared.
Oh, he does
to have the money.
exactly.
And by the way, you know who we're talking about. You're watching us on. Go get that $150 shoe. And don't wear it, son. Don't wear it because the value goes down if you wear it, son. Keep it in the
100%. Yeah, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And by the way, I wanted to give a special shout out to our boy Jorge. Jorge is our #1 fan, and he lives in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Happy New Year, brother. He's the greatest of all time. I don't know what part of Puerto Rico you're in, Jose. And Jorge, I don't know what part you are in, but write it in. What part of Puerto Rico are you in?
I'm on the west side. So I'm over here in Isabela, Puerto Rico, down very, very west side.
Right on. And so whenever a guest tells us where they're living, we're all allowed to go there and visit you. So thanks for inviting us.
Hey, no, like for real, in Puerto Rico, we spend the holiday season, like our Christmas ends in February, guys. So if you come over here, you're going to see Christmas trees, yes! You're going to see Christmas lights, and we'll have gingerbread houses out. So if you want to come over, it's still the holiday season. Go ahead.
Dude, I just want that $150 like limited edition shoe. I'm like going to go out and buy one right now. Let's go into the social media tip. People are watching. I see you guys waiting patiently. And thanks for telling your story, Jose, because I think that's a big deal. It's a big deal to know the mind of an entrepreneur before we just give tips.
Oh yeah.
Right, because we got San Juan in the house. San Juan's in the house.
Nice, man.
Right.
Awesome. Talk later. Let's connect.
Exactly. So like I think the first thing about social media is this, like most social media people don't spend a lot of time on social media. Is that true?
As social media people, as in marketers?
Yeah. Marketer.
Yeah. So here's a funny fact, right? Before I was a marketer for other people, I would spend maybe 5 hours a day on Instagram, like 5 hours a day. And then, yeah, like no joke. But here's the deal, because I was spending 5 hours a day on social media, but I was learning what was working. Like I would actually like see what was going on. And after I started working with other people, if I go to my phone, where's my iPhone? If I go to my phone, you know that right now you have a little app that tells you how much time you've been on social media every
Oh
single
yeah,
day, every
dude.
single week. Yeah. So I've been checking that out, right? And it's funny how I'm not even spending like I will be days without going on Instagram. And I mean days, like for real, days without going on social media. Because and this is something that in 2019 I set out that I want to change, because I noticed that although I was working with other brands, I was working with celebrities, I was managing their Instagram accounts. You know, I have software that helped me with everything, and I wasn't spending time seeing what was up and running right now. So then, for a client of mine that we just signed a deal, a six-figure deal, running in 2 weeks, right? And I have to start doing an influencer marketing strategy for this client, and we want to reach over 1 million people within the first quarter. So I set out, and I'm like, you know what? I want to go back to my roots. I want to go back to, let's go on Instagram. Let's see what's working. Let's see which accounts are very high in followers, which accounts are getting the highest reach. And here I am talking with these guys that back in the day, I was the one that was, knowing everything. And I was like, hey, man, I need this, this, and this. Tell me how much it'll cost. Tell me what you can do for me. Tell me your reach, analytics, everything. And then I go and I have a conversation with one of the guys that has like a literally 1 million followers. And I was like, hey, man, I want to do a shout out. I want to partner up with you. Tell me how much it's going to cost. And the dude started giving me, he started giving me words. He started giving me jargon that I didn't even understand. And I was like, hold up, what are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, so we have this option that we could do. We have this strategy that we could roll out. Or if you want to do X, Y, Z other strategy, we could do it. And I was like, what the hell is that? Where have I been the past 3 years helping clients? And he was like, yeah, man. So I'll give you a couple tips. And then here I am, right? And I was like, oh God, I know it. Like Instagram was how I started. I wrote an Instagram marketing that sells series. And this dude was like, hey, man, so I'll just give you a tip. And I'm like, am I really taking a tip from this guy? Like, am I serious? Like, back in the day, I would be the one that would giving you tips, but now you're giving me tips. So that really hit me, because I said, you know what? I have to start going back, and I have to start spending time on social media, because those marketers that 100%, again, I was one of them. Well, I technically still am. They will 100% leave social media in order to focus on their clients. But in that process, they lose what's working, and they lose the strategies that are up and coming. So social media evolves every single month, every single week, every single day. And if you're more than a month away from social media, you're losing out on a new strategy, on a new trend. It's all about trends. It's all about what's going viral. And if you lose out on millions and millions of reach. So for us marketers, for me, I set out 2019, although a lot of people are like, oh, I want to disconnect from social media. I'm like, God, if I want to really be at the top of my game as a social media marketer, I have to still be inside of social media at least an hour a day, not 5 hours a day, not 6, not 12 hours a day, but at least an hour a day to see what's working. And that's how I'm going to be able to level up in 2019. And instead of 5 million reach per year, reach 100 million for a client in a year, which that is my goal for 2019.
And I think what I'm hearing is not just like an hour a day where you're just kind of mindless scrolling, but more so.
Oh yeah, I know.
It really is. It's almost like you're doing your research and you're engaged.
You are.
Okay, this is what's working right now. Like, okay, these quotes are finally working with these coaches, or all whatever that we were joking about before.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to start out with Instagram. What's working right now with that?
So right now we have a type of post that is honestly very highly text based. Back in the day we didn't have the images that were text based. They were all like, oh, you have to do videos, you have to rank with videos, and honestly that's not the trend nowadays. For business accounts, if you're a coach, if you're an entrepreneur, the video over image strategy went out the door a couple years ago. And it's now a myth that, oh, Instagram will push videos more than images. That's not true. It was true back in the day. I'll be honest. I'm not saying it wasn't. It was true back in the day. But nowadays, images are one of the most effective ways for someone on Instagram to reach their target audience. Videos will go viral, where we'll get millions of views, but the difference is that Instagram for videos wants views, and on images they want target people. So your value per follower on an image will be a lot more better if you
Yeah.
use an image than if you do a video, because videos will just push out to random people, whereas the image will be 100% for your target audience. So if you're an entrepreneur, focus on images. Again, a couple years ago, it was videos, but right now what's working is images. So start creating some nice graphics. If you don't have a graphic designer, go get one. Start using Canva, Adobe, anything. But we have to start focusing on images. And for Instagram, if you want to reach millions of people, start networking. You know, Gary Vee has his $1.80 strategy. And my strategy whenever I was going up is that I was focusing on software. That's how I started growing accounts by thousands of followers. But right now, what's working is influencer shoutouts. We're talking networking with other people and start cross-promoting yourself, like SEO back in the day on Google. You want to have a lot of accounts start driving traffic into your account. And by doing that, you'll be able to grow your followers by 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 followers without having to invest $10,000 into ads. And you're doing it organically. You're driving people that are interested in your content. So I believe that the last few years, marketers have kind of gone towards, oh, you have to do ads in order to get, you know, a certain reach or get a certain following. No, in the last couple of years, influencers have grown tremendously, and the efforts and the strategies that you can do with influencers has absolutely changed the game. So as an entrepreneur, my tip to you guys, and I see it because I am following it, and I am following it with every single one of my clients, and it's working. Go with influencer shoutouts. Start creating amazing graphics. Start creating articles that you can drive traffic to your website and then convert into a sales funnel. But just make sure that you are using those two strategies to kill it on Instagram.
Okay, just in case y'all are tuning in right now and you're like, what the hell did this dude just say? G. Lopez. Again, we're going right into the strategies right now of how to go viral, how to effectively use accounts like Instagram, and also at the same time, you're hitting people with your philosophies, Jose. Like Cody, happy New Year, brother. It's good to see you, man. When we participate and observe in life at the same time, that's when we really grow. Look at this deep shit that
100%, man. 100%.
So now's the time I'm gonna begin to open it up and start to go into some of these questions that everybody has. I know that we're gaining viewers as we're going. If you guys are watching live, let me know what questions you have. Share this out. Let people know Jose Lopez is on live with us because he doesn't do this very often for free. So like this really is a privilege to have you today. But while we're getting these questions in, I want to go. Let's go right here. What do you use your Instagram website link for? I've heard so much about using it for a mailing list. What are your thoughts? Sarah.
Ooh, that is a very, very good question. So Sarah, here's what I want to tell you, right?
And share this out, Sarah. Let us, because I know you network with a lot of people, Sarah.
So Sarah, listen, if you really want to use your website link on your Instagram account, don't send them to a website. Don't send them to, a mailing list would be fine, but listen, Siri, I want you to listen because we have a strategy that has killed email lists, for years now, and it's messenger marketing. It blew up in 2017. I'm being super honest. Messenger marketing blew up in 2017. So yeah, Sarah, listen. So if you want to really be able to convert people into dollars, like my third book in the series of Instagram was Turn Your Instagram Followers into Business Dollars. And I did two experiments where I was driving people to a mailing list and I was driving people to a messenger funnel. Here's a funny statistic, right? Both of them worked exactly the same statistically. We got around a 40% conversion rate from an Instagram follower into a mailing list subscriber, or an Instagram follower into a messenger subscriber. The same amount of people, like we have a 40%. So if you're able to get the exact same percent, which one is going to lead to the best ROI, into the best investment? Like which one of the two is going to be able to convert into more money? And out of the two experiments, Messenger blew up 400% more in terms of monetization than a mailing list did. Because the mailing list had multiple issues regarding deliverability, regarding open rates, regarding people actually opening emails today. Like a lot of them don't actually. So we were able to see that the value per customer and the value per acquisition of Messenger was over 400% higher than mailing list. So I would highly suggest you take a look at messenger marketing, create a bot if you don't have one, have someone create a bot for you if you want to invest in that. But I would highly send people into a subscriber list inside of Messenger and not mailing list, because in the future, you're able to get a lot more money out of the Messenger list and you'll be able to convert at the mailing list. Does that make sense, Sarah?
And while Sarah, and remember, you can always watch the replay of this.
Yeah, man.
But I wanted to throw this out. Like, given these statistics that you're giving in this day and age in 2019, is the email list dead?
No. So I get that. I get that a lot. And a lot of people are like, oh, mailing list is dead. You should stop doing this. And here's the thing. Don't stop doing mailing lists, but don't have it be your driving force. That is what I tell them. Have your mailing list be your secondary or third option. Have it be a step inside your funnel. Don't completely separate your mailing list from your marketing funnel. Have it integrated, but don't have it be your first step. Because in the first step, you always have a drop off in a funnel. Basic knowledge is that you're going to lose people in every single step of the funnel. And if you have your mailing list be your first step, you're going to lose a conversion. You're going to lose 40–50% of the people. Whereas if you have it be messenger, you want your first step to be the one that is going to have the highest value in the long run. And that is not going to be email. So integrate it, but don't have it be your driving force.
Amazing. And it sounds like she's listening with a bam. And I think she just slapped you in the face twice. Again, I don't know.
She's clapping. She's clapping.
It looks like a hand slap in your face, bro. Hey, Fiona, I see that you're thinking right now. So let us know what you're thinking. Kulas, I see you giving us hearts. It's good to see you up there in Toronto. If you got some messages for us, Kulas, please let us know. So I'm going to keep this open while everyone. Oh, here we go. Fiona wants to know, do you find there's a difference with older people who are used to email versus messenger?
So yes, there's a very big difference, Fiona. You're talking that obviously, right? In social media, your strategies are going to be 100% dependent on your target demographic. That's 100% true. And I had this lady that was trying to do an Instagram messenger strategy with me, and she actually paid me $600 per hour for consulting. She was like, Jose, I want you to create a strategy for me. And then I started explaining to her how things were going to work, and she bailed on me mid-consultation session. That was the result, because we honestly found out that it just wasn't going to work. She was also an author. Her demographics, the people that she was going after, just wasn't going to work on Messenger and Instagram. So guys, what I tell you and what any social media marketer tells you is not going to be 100%. It's not going to be an all size fits all. It's not going to be a cookie cutter approach. And with Messenger, honestly, if you're targeting people over 55, that would be the top that I would say. If you're targeting people over 55, then use email, because they're 100% more used to email marketing. Now, your results are not going to be the same. And that's a caveat. That is a very big warning. Your results in terms of conversions for email, there's no way to go about it, because the results aren't depending on your demographics. They're dependent on the email sending servers. So at least with email, we're talking with email, because email is 100% dependent on your servers, on which APIs you use to send emails. And that's 100% a completely other topic and super complicated, guys. But with email, you guys are very, very stuck on what the accounts like Hotmail and Gmail want you to send. So you're going to have a lot of limitations. But if your demographics just aren't on inside of Messenger, and to really say if they are or aren't, you have to do a very deep analytics and audit of all of your customers on where you want to go and really dive deep into it. But from an outside perspective, if you are going towards those people, then go ahead and focus on email. Don't do Messenger. Don't try to do Messenger if you know it's not going to work. So focus on email. It's your best bet, and create a strategy inside of email marketing to, at the highest, honestly, I've been able to get over 40% open rate on email, over 20% click-through rate. So it's not dead. It's just that the results are going to be the 80% open rate in Messenger or the 40% click-through in Messenger. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, Messenger is killing it. It's absolutely killing it, y'all.
It is, man.
Fiona just exploded. Fiona, I hope you're getting some care right now, because there's an explosion. Boom. I think her mind just exploded. That's what happens when we have Jose G. Lopez. What does the G stand for?
Gabriel.
Gangsta? Oh, I thought
man.
Jose
Nah.
Lopez. Because that was like straight gangster what you just dropped on us with these open rates and click-through rates. Fiona, I hope that helped you out. Share this out, baby. Share this out. I hope that you're cool with taking these questions right now. Like you taught me, go with the engagement. Let's fuck the
Go
script.
for it, man.
Let's go with the engagement.
Go for it.
Kulas. We got Kulas, our brother over in Toronto. Happy New Year, Kulas. What do you think of people following your Instagram account? And once you follow back, they unfollow you.
Yeah, the famous harvesting method.
Is that okay? So that's actually a methodology. Is that a good approach to grow your followers?
So that's a good approach to grow your followers and whenever you're starting out, right? So there are two types of clients that I work with. I work with the people that are just starting out and that first of all don't have a lot of money to invest. And then I run with those that are 6 figures, 7 figures, and 8-figure clients that have 6 figures to invest in social media marketing. So the differentiating factor between if you want to do a harvesting method is hey, if you want to invest in social media, then don't. Because your value per follower is going to be a lot higher if you use influencers to drive the traffic. Now, whenever I was starting out, I was using the harvesting method. However, I wasn't doing what they do, that they follow you and unfollow you. Like my strategy was that I actually wanted to create a connection. So I would follow them. If they follow me back, I still follow them. Like I'm still following them. If they don't follow me back within 3 days, I had my software programmed to automatically put them on a blacklist because it means that they aren't interested in my content. So if you're adept at software, then you're going to be able to create a badass strategy that way. And it's a strategy that is cheap. It works, but you just have to make sure that, yes, do it if you want to run with an organic strategy without investing a lot. But if you want to increase your value, and if you're selling a high ticket course, if you're selling a program, if you're working with one-on-one clients, then you're most, better suited doing an influencer strategy, a viral marketing strategy, or a partnership. So that would be my take on that.
So multiple strategies in order to grow your account. So yeah, and I wanted to throw this out. I still have an account out there and it's frozen. And I don't, because I tried to add too many people one day. I just went crazy and I tried to add people. Why don't we learn these things? So don't do that strategy. That's called the Mark Cordone strategy.
Called the get your account banned strategy.
Yeah. By the way, for those of us who have gotten our account banned, is it possible to get it unbanned, or am I screwed?
No, it's possible. It's either a timely thing, or if you got your account 100% restricted, then yes, you will have to send one of the Facebook reps a message to get them to unlock it. But it's possible. Just letting you know, it's possible.
Okay. And that's the same thing on Instagram because that's where it happened.
Yeah, 100%. That's the exact same strategy.
So we got so Kulas, I hope that helped. If you want a follow-up question, let us know. If it worked, share it out, son. Share this video out right now. That's called a call to action.
Okay. I was like, what is he doing? He's screaming. Oh, the call to action. Got it.
So that's why I got this nice mic, because it's not supposed to pop when I scream into it. So I hope
Got it. Makes sense.
Sarah Rose is fascinated by the Puerto Rican playboy, and she's beginning to flirt with him now. But maybe I missed it. But are you a physical or tangible? I'm thinking that means tangible book author, an e-commerce style virtual author, or both? Any tips on that?
Yes, ma'am. So I am an author. I started as an author whenever I was around 15 years old. And I had a couple books out in 2017 that launched as the Instagram Marketing That Sells series. So with those books, they absolutely went viral. They started selling around 2,000 to 3,000 copies per month organically with the strategy that I was developing. I was going against people like Gary Vee, Ty Lopez, Russell Brunson, all of their books that were number one with literally $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in ad budget. So yeah, I was going ahead and I had those books out. They were selling. That's how I learned. That's how I learned everything about marketing. So yes, I'm an author, and right now I'm helping other people, specifically authors, to get their books out with the same strategy that I was making in order to sell 2,000, 3,000 copies per month and get their books the same type of exposure.
So let's talk about the book thing right now, because Corey talked about that earlier. She just wants to talk about her book on Instagram. So what were some of the tips that you think still work now? Because what worked in 2017 might not work now. So for current book authors, and Corey, give us more details on your book, if it's a physical book or um, uh, if it's a downloadable, what's your
And the genre.
and the
And the
genre
genre.
and the
Yeah.
genre of your book. I believe it's a nonfiction like coaching book that you wrote. But
Oh,
if you're still here,
perfect.
if you're still here, let us know more about your book. But for those type of authors,
Hmm.
how do you pivot, or how do you use Instagram to kind of um uh I think not only get the book out, but also at the
Hmm.
same time sell the damn thing.
Obviously, if you're
Right,
not doing marketing to sell your book, then you're not doing marketing effectively.
right,
Marketing for authors is meant to sell.
yeah,
And what I will tell you is that the strategy that is still working today, and I have an author as a client, and I'm focusing the strategies around going after book bloggers, is the absolute best strategy you could do. Because book bloggers have hundreds of thousands of followers that are looking for the exact same books that that person is reading. So you go after people that are in nonfiction, fiction, or in any type of specific genre. You search the top book bloggers on Instagram. They're called bookstagrammers, guys. If I don't know how you guys are in that field, but if you know about bookstagrammers, those are the names, or that's how they call themselves. So search the hashtag bookstagrammers, and you're going to see top posts of the top bookstagrammers on Instagram, and then see the genres that they read, see the genres that they like. Based on that, you'll be able to target them. So my idea to you guys is start sending messages, start connecting, start reaching out. Some of them will offer shout outs, some of them will offer partnerships. So my strategy with that is that I grew a book account up to 3,000 followers. And once I reached 3,000 followers, I started doing shout out for shout out campaigns where I would partner up with other people and I would give them a shout out to my followers and they would give me a shout out to their followers. That's how we both grow. So if you want to do an organic strategy, do shout out for shout outs. It's cheap, 100 or 90% of the times it's free. If you want to do a strategy and an effective strategy to sell your books, go after bookstagrammers. That will give you reviews, that will give you reach, that will give you followers, that will get you sales, because you're going after the exact same target audience that are following those bookstagrammers, and they are the ones that you'll be able to pitch for your book.
so good, so good. Uh, I just wanted to throw this out. My book came out yesterday. It's in bookstores everywhere right now. It's called
For real?
Beyond Resilient. Yeah, it's in books, and like Bookstagrammers is like amazing. Fiona's coming back. Should I do the same thing with speakers? Like, because she talk a little
Ooh.
bit more about that, Fiona. But like, Jose, what about that? Should she do the same thing with speaking gigs?
So speaking gigs are a little bit different because speakers don't want to have competition, and that's just the nature of speakers. And so on Instagram and on Messenger, and sorry, on Instagram and Facebook, you're going to have speakers that don't want to do shoutouts because they don't want their people to go somewhere else. So it's a little bit harder. It's not impossible. You can collaborate. You just have to be a lot more careful on who you target, and it's not as easy as just sending messages out. So in that case, what I would highly suggest is have either a marketing agency do it for you that has contacts with other speakers, or go ahead and reach out to someone that has a good network of speakers and do a manual intro. Don't do it on, through social media, because it's honestly not going to work, most of the time, and it actually may get you some enemies on your radar.
Hmm.
So with speakers, I would honestly make sure that you guys focus on just growing your following, and once your following is at more than, I don't know, 10K, 50K, 100K, or the three milestones that you should achieve, people are going to look at you. And they are going to want to be, getting into your, followers, going and doing shout outs with you. So you already have an asset that you're going to use to your advantage, and you'll be able to grow because you already are at the 10K, 50K, 100K. And just make sure that for speakers, if you're a speaker, Fiona, like I said, network with other people. And if you want to grow your following, I would suggest going into the entrepreneurial realm, like go into accounts that are business accounts and start, doing shout outs with them. And once you reach 10K, 50K, 100K, you'll be able to target 100% speakers.
So
Does that make
cool.
sense?
I wanted to throw this out because she is saying that it makes sense. But she's also a speaker coach. And one thing I also know about Fiona is that she hosts these things that are like kind of TEDx events in Canada
Nice.
called No Mondays. So speakers are also would be kind of gravitating towards her events.
Yeah.
So does that change the strategy
Yeah.
around? Okay.
100%, Fiona. You have an asset. You like with that, you have an asset that you could use to hook. That is your hook. So start using that event, start using that opportunity to get people exposure. And by offering that, you'll get people that will want to partner up with you and do shout outs because you have that asset. So 100% use that to your advantage.
Awesome. Fiona, if that makes sense, let us know. Evie, yeah, that's all I gotta say, dude. Like, watch the replay. I was about to say this kid. I mean that endearingly, but like this human, like on the other end of the screen, is a genius when it comes to things. So, Evie, go and watch the replay of this. He dropped some bombs, and here's the other thing, dude. That did not feel like an hour, did it?
No.
That did not.
I wonder what the hell happened to time, man.
I always feel like I'm in flow with you, dude. Like I always feel like, where did the time freaking go? Here's the thing, y'all. Jose, I would love to have you back on the show. If you want to see Jose back on the show, y'all, number one, show him some heart. Show him some love. Let us know that you're still there, whether it's the replay or not. Yeah, that's what I love seeing, y'all. Fiona looks perfect. Getting on my stage is part of my program. So like, get it out there.
Perfect.
Fiona, if that's working for you, share this out. Thank you, Evie. This is how community works here. Works. And I'm not getting it grilled so badly by Jose by getting a few people to engage today. Now, Jose, we can keep in touch with you, hopefully, because I put your in the show, I put your link on your Facebook. Is that the best way to get in touch with you, or do you want me to put your email address up? Like,
no, Facebook will be the absolute best way for you guys to reach out to me. That's the fastest way that you'll be able to reach out to me. I hate email. So if you send me an email, it'll probably go into the 500 other emails that I haven't looked at. So just send me a friend request or send me a message. If you don't want to send a friend request, I'll look at them. I'll be in the lookout in my message request folder. Yeah. So just send me a friend request. It's joseglopez.com. You'll see an image of me. Trust me, I have a very baby face, so you'll be able to notice who I am. Just go ahead and search me, send me a message, and we'll keep in contact.
Awesome. Jose, you've said enough, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna have you back on the show. This has been 3 times together. I would like to say that we are officially buddies now.
Let's do it, man. You're my brother from over there from the Philippines, so I 100%. I get that, man. That.
You're my brother from another madre. Because we both were conquered by Spain at some point. So
good point.
We might actually be cousins.
Good point.
Oh, colonization.
Look at it.
Jose, this is why it's called the Golden Mike Live. And I want you all to stick around. The show is not over. This is my favorite part of the show. You are the first one in the episode 100 series and up to be doing this. You're the first one in 2019. No pressure, but you're not a person that's short of words. So I want you to imagine right now, Jose, a golden mic is coming down from your ceiling now in over there in Puerto Rico. Oh yeah, I'm a coach, so you're gonna do some coaching things. We're gonna do a visualization. Now that golden mic has the power to translate into every language all across the world for 2 minutes or less. This means the world is watching. The world is watching you, Jose. The world is listening to you with this golden mic and the power that you've got. Jose G. Lopez, your golden mic goes live now.
And what am I saying again? Your first episode.
If you had the ability to tell the world whatever you want to tell the world, and the world is listening, what is it that you want us to know? Because you've dropped a lot of knowledge on us today, man.
Let's do it. So, guys, I want you to know.
Okay. Your golden mic is live now. Boom.
Guys, I want you to know that social media is changing the world. Every single day, if you look at the generations that are coming up, if you look at my generation, if you look at the generation that is coming after me, we're 100% focused on social media, and it's a very, very big part of our lives. I want you to know that right now we have a lot of negativity going around on social media. if you were a coach, if you were an entrepreneur, if you have any type of knowledge, like if you are in a business, you have knowledge. So you that are hearing me right now, I want you to know that you have the ability to change the world in a positive way. I started doing social media marketing because I wanted to change the world. If you go to my Facebook page, you're going to see that I have my little text at the top says, "You're never too young to change the world." I wrote that in 2015. And the reason why I wrote that is because I wanted to make a positive impact in the world to my generation and to the generations after me. The best way that I could do that is to help other people reach millions. That is the absolute best, because by my own, yeah, I've reached millions of people. I've been able to impact, tens of thousands of lives. But by helping other people that have a positive message to reach even their tribe, to reach their people, that's how I've been able to, in the past couple of years, reach over 100 million people collectively. So I want you that's hearing me, if you have any type of value, and you do, I'm telling you, if you have any type of knowledge that you can drop on the world, you are the person that should be dominating social media. So I want you to go out there. I want you to go to Instagram. I want you to go to Facebook. I want you to go to Twitter, to YouTube. I don't care which platform you use. I don't care how many followers you've got or how much time you have in the day. I just want you to start. Because if you start today, you're 2019, by the end of 2019, I want you to reach back to me. I want you to tell me, hey, this is how many people I was able to reach. And even if it's a single person, that single person was positively impacted. So go ahead, start doing it on social media, start doing a positive impact. And that is the absolute best way that you could help me change the world. So go out there and dominate social media.
All right, Jose G. Lopez. The visualization is not done yet. I want you to take that. The world is still watching, so I want you to hold that golden mic in front of you right now.
I got you.
Now I want you to throw that golden mic and smash it on the ground, son, because you just destroyed it. You just dropped that golden mic like it was hot. Y'all, this has been episode 101 with Jose G. Lopez. Jose, I hope we have you back soon. Please come back.
Absolutely, brother.
Don't be a stranger to the show. We're going to be doing mutual shout-outs, but we're going to end the show right now. I'm going to be back tomorrow with another awesome person. Her name is Kimra Luna. Y'all may have heard of her. Her name is Kimra Luna. We're going to have her on same time, same channel. But here's my parting gift for you guys. If you're feeling happy and you're living your life in your fullest purpose right now, my question to everybody is, what is your responsibility to change history for the better? My name is Mark Cordone. This is Jose G. Lopez. This has been episode 101, Golden Mike Live. See y'all.
Peace out, guys.